English News Assistant. 1. If you believe in democracy, you want to see more people vote, not fewer people vote. We believe in a government that represents all, not just the few. What I do believe is the Democrats and the president have got to be stronger on working class issues. 2. Take on the greed of the insurance companies, the drug companies, Wall Street, all the big money and trust, and start delivering for working class people. Joe Biden do that. I think Biden is going to win in a landslide. Bernie Sanders. 3. Matt Visser stood out among his competitors for work that went beyond the humdrum of covering the managed events of the presidency in the White House. Visser captured the spirit of Joe Biden, particularly with stories about the president's brother and how his Catholic faith influenced his strategic vision of the office.
4. A lawmaker looking to limit exports of AI and other technology to China warns that Beijing is using that tech to oppress its own people, and could use it against the U.S. 5. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said in an interview with CNN on Sunday that despite the controversial plans to overhaul the country's judicial system, Israel would still remain a strong democracy. 6. Turkish President Erdogan claimed on Sunday that the country's intelligence forces had killed the leader of ISIS in Syria as he vowed to continue the country's fight against terrorism.
7. The Vatican is part of a peace mission to end the war in Ukraine, Francis said. I believe that peace is always made by opening channels. Peace can never be made by closure. 8. The leader of a Russian private military group called Wagner has said that if his fighters don't get more weapons and ammunition to keep fighting, they will leave the troubled city of Bakhmut in eastern Ukraine.
9. Russia has started firing missiles at Ukraine. The city of Pavlograd, which is an important location for moving goods, was hit by these missiles. This happened just before Ukraine was planning to launch an attack against Russia. 10. As King Charles III takes on his new role, he faces many challenges such as dealing with a critical media, confronting his country's history of colonialism, and managing his children who may rebel against him. It begs the question if other European royal families have faced similar challenges and if they have any advice or solutions to offer. 11. The data provided by the Federal Reserve is not very up-to-date. There is already a small recession happening. If the Federal Reserve raises interest rates again, it could cause a bigger recession. I believe that I have more current global economic information in my head than anyone else. Elon Musk.
English News Assistant. 1. The White House did not mention that the person accused of the murder in Texas had been deported before and was an illegal immigrant. However, they did take the opportunity to urge Congress to create more laws to control guns. 2. The U.S. is sending 1,500 troops to bolster resources at its southern border ahead of an expected surge of migrants, the Defense Department said. They will accompany 2,500 National Guard members already in place to support the work of border agents. 3. The American military has been watching a balloon that has been flying over U.S. territory in Hawaii since last week, and now it is moving towards Mexico. 4. The Democratic mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, has accused the Republican governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, of intentionally sending migrant buses to sanctuary cities run by Black people.
5. Americans rescued by the U.S. Navy in Sudan arrive in Saudi Arabia. Fox News' Benjamin Hall reports on the evacuations and his exclusive interview with Secretary of State Antony Blinken airing Monday on Special Report. 6. French police clashed with protesters in the streets of Paris during May Day rallies Monday as workers protested French President Emmanuel Macron's unpopular pension reform bill.
7. Turkey's President Erdogan is facing a tough challenge from a former civil servant who is currently tied with him in the latest polls. The presidential election is scheduled to take place on May 14th. 8. The government of Tunisia is thinking about constructing additional graveyards to accommodate the growing number of bodies of migrants that are washing up on its shores every day. This is because the local mortuaries are full and cannot accommodate the increasing number of corpses.
9. Piers Morgan has offered his thoughts on the upcoming coronation of King Charles. According to him, the event will be a spectacle unlike anything the world has ever seen. Additionally, Morgan commented on Prince Harry's expected quick departure back to America after the ceremony, everything you need to know about King Charles III's coronation. 10. Over 2,200 people are going to attend Charles III's coronation at Westminster Abbey. This event will include members of the royal family and people from 203 different countries, including around 100 leaders of those countries. There will also be some people there who have made positive impacts in their communities and charities.
English News Assistant. 1. The relationship between the White House and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been strained lately, and now Speaker McCarthy has said that he expects the White House to extend an invitation to Netanyahu, especially given that Israel is celebrating its 75th anniversary. 2. The Task Force on Reparations in California has suggested that the state apologize to Black residents and provide them with down payments as a way of making amends for slavery and racism. 3. The food and beverage industry is opposing a bill in the California legislature that could have a negative impact on popular snacks. The bill is being called the Candy Cops, and the industry is fighting against it.
4. The United States has returned some 80 ancient artifacts to Cyprus. They include clay and glass vessels and limestone sculptures, some dating to 2000 BC, as well as an 18th-century painting. 5. A Ukrainian farmer has designed a remote-controlled mine-clearing tractor using parts from destroyed Russian tanks. We ran over an anti-tank mine. The protection got blown out, but the tractor is safe, Krivtsov added. Everyone's alive and safe. The equipment was restored and repaired. 6. The Kremlin has accused Ukraine of attempting to assassinate Russian President Vladimir Putin in a drone attack. Russia has provided no evidence to support this claim, but they say that the drones were reportedly disabled by Russian defenses and that no injuries or damage occurred.
7. Representatives from the Colombian government and the largest remaining guerrilla group in the country held a meeting in Cuba on Tuesday to resume peace talks aimed at achieving a ceasefire and ending a conflict that has been ongoing since the 1960s. 8. Brazil's Justice Ministry has issued an order to Google, directing the company to stop what it deemed a propaganda campaign against Brazilian legislation designed to combat misinformation. Failure to comply with the order would result in a fine of approximately $200,000 per hour.
9. Queen Camilla is angry with Prince Harry over his upcoming memoir in which he accuses her of leaking private conversations to the media to improve her public image. The article describes the Queen's reaction as furious and states that she is unlikely to forgive Harry for the bomb-like expose. 10. Coronation concert guest Hollywood star Tom Cruise has longtime ties to the royal family. Cruise met Princess Diana, befriended William and Kate and presented at an event for Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee.
English News Assistant. 1. Biden lightens his White House schedule. No scheduled events Thursday. He delegated the leadership of a meeting on artificial intelligence with tech executives to Vice President Kamala Harris. 2. The Senate committee is planning to conduct a series of hearings on the threats and opportunities presented by artificial intelligence, AI. The goal is to gain more knowledge and insights into this technology. The committee plans to hold hearings on various topics related to AI during every work period. 3. Governor Kevin Stitt said Oklahoma is seeing a sharp increase in foreign investment interest, especially in its renewable energy sector, and is on the cusp of signing large new deals with firms in Switzerland and Asia.
4. Denmark's centrist government wants to spend $5.6 billion over the next decade to modernize military facilities, renovate shabby and dilapidated buildings, increase the number of soldiers and upgrade outdated computer systems. 5. Turkey has closed its airspace to flights by Armenian aircraft in retaliation for the erection of a monument in the Armenian capital that Ankara says honors people responsible for the killings of Turkish officials. 6. The President of Mexico has accused the United States of providing financial support to groups that are opposed to his administration. He said that the U.S. government has been giving money to organizations that are openly against the government he leads, which is legal and legitimate.
7. Brazilian President Lula has called for gun owners across the country to register each of their firearms with the federal police, amid a larger gun control push. 8. Former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro had his home searched and phone seized by Brazil's federal police Wednesday in an investigation into alleged doctored vaccine cards.
9. The end of Kevin Costner's 18-year marriage to estranged wife marks an unpredictable turn in the Academy Award winner's public resurgence after finding on-screen success yet again with Yellowstone, blockbuster second act. 10. The crown has 444 jewels and gemstones, including expensive sapphires, rubies, amethysts and topaz, although most are light blue and or bluish-green aquamarines. They are set in enamel and gold mounts.
English News Assistant. 1. President Biden announced Friday he would be holding a major press conference later in the afternoon, despite no mention of it on his schedule. I think we've got a lot of work to do. 2. Canada summoned China's ambassador on Wednesday to respond to allegations of political interference and intimidation. All options are on the table, including diplomatic expulsions. 3. A basket of stocks selected by ChatGPT, a chatbot powered by artificial intelligence, AI, has far outperformed some of the most popular investment funds in the United Kingdom.
4. The political party of Sunak has recently lost a lot of support in local elections. It will be a difficult road to regain their popularity. While many people in the UK are celebrating the coronation of King Charles III over the long weekend, the Prime Minister probably won't be enjoying the festivities. 5. An alleged assassination attempt on Russian President Putin is a false flag operation meant to boost Russia's ongoing war efforts. Initially, Russian officials accused Ukraine of carrying out the attack. Later, they tried to blame the US for ordering the attack, but the US has denied any involvement in the incident. 6. Saudi Arabia wants to be a bigger player in the Middle East, this time with diplomacy. Russian and Ukrainian delegates come to blows at summit in Turkey.
7. Turkey's presidential and parliamentary elections are less than 2 weeks away, with President Erdogan facing unprecedented challenges that could end his 2-decade rule.
8. Polls predict a record voter turnout this year, and a tight race between Erdogan and the main opposition candidate Kemal, the leader of the Republican People's Party and presidential nominee for the six-party Nation Alliance bloc. 9. Iran is using artificial intelligence, AI, to enforce strict rules and suppress freedom. One example is the use of facial recognition technology to identify women who are not wearing their headscarves properly while driving and to issue automatic fines.
10. King Charles had previously expressed that his wife, Camilla, would be crowned queen when he ascended to the throne. In other news, Prince William and Kate Middleton visited a pub before the coronation ceremony. 11. At the upcoming coronation of King Charles, there will be parties with celebrities. However, Prince Harry may not receive a warm welcome from his family and might face a cold reception. English News Assistant. 1. The king took the coronation oath and became the first monarch to pray aloud at his coronation. In his prayer he asked to be a blessing to people of every faith and conviction. 2. In the most important part of the ceremony, the king received a special blessing with holy oil from the Archbishop of Canterbury. He was also given the coronation regalia, which included a royal robe and stole, during the investiture part of the service. 3. Britain's King Charles III has been crowned in a once-in-a-generation royal event witnessed by hundreds of high-profile guests inside Westminster Abbey, as well as tens of thousands of well-wishers who gathered in central London despite the rain.
4. While Charles became king on the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II last September, the coronation on Saturday was the formal crowning of the monarch. 5. The service was a profoundly religious affair, reflecting the fact that aside from being head of state of the United Kingdom and 14 other countries, Charles is also the supreme governor of the Church of England. 6. In the most significant moment of the day, Archbishop of Canterbury Justin Welby placed the 360-year-old St. Edward's crown on Charles's head. The spiritual leader of the Anglican Church then declared, "God save the King."
7. After the ceremony, Charles and Camilla appeared on the palace balcony alongside other members of the royal family. 8. King Charles III and Queen Camilla are crowned. After a ceremony full of pageantry, Charles and Camilla returned to Buckingham Palace, where they greeted the public. 9. Prince William and Prince Harry, once close brothers, did not appear to interact during their father's coronation.